Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the DC Universe Classics Wave 20 Figure 7 Reverse Flash. Now, get a good look at him here in the packaging. This is a figure I've actually been expecting them to do for a while now, but get him in the final wave here. He looks very nice. He's of course got his little staff as an accessory, which is nice to see. He used that in the Flash Rebirth, where Barry Allen came back to modern DC Universe continuity. And he comes with the leg of Necron. On the back of the packaging here, you got a picture of him, and his read-up says, "Born in the 25th century, Ebert Thawne was a fan of the Flash and wanted more than anything to be like the object of his obsession. He went so far as to transform his own face into Barry Allen's likeness and recreated the bath of supercharged fluids, giving Thawne the same powers. Thawne traveled back in time to meet Barry, but the travel made him mentally unstable, and he became a supervillain, bent on the destruction of his former idol." Of course, you've also got his stats right there, the other characters in this series, and Necron when he's all said and done. So that being said, always great to see more Flash villains from this line. Let's open him up. And here we have Professor Zoom out of packaging. Now, real quick, the leg of Necron. Gonna be a very big figure when he's all put together. So, sliding it off to the side here. Very awesome looking figure. Unfortunately, one of the wingtips on the boot did come warped out of packaging. That's gonna take some time to set back, but oh well, it's not the end of the world. Other than that, there's a tiny scuff on his head that I believe happened when they were putting him in packaging, but a little dot from a yellow marker will fix that right up. But yeah, just a really great job of detail. Now, his little staff. For the life of me, I can't remember exactly what this thing was supposed to do. I remember early on in Flash Rebirth, all you saw was this. You didn't know who the villain was. So, I don't remember exactly what the purpose of it was. But, you know, it looks like it did in the comics as far as I recall. They've got this little piece in the middle so it'll actually stick in his hand, which is nice. And let's go on to Professor Zoom, or Reverse Flash. They have actually tweaked the head sculpt, giving him a much meaner scowl. Same earpieces, obviously. His costume being being identical to the Flash's. A lot of parts were going to be reused, which is why I thought we'd get him much sooner. He's got the nice red eyes, the logo, bent wingtip. This one's fine. So a really awesome looking figure. With this guy done, you could easily, well, not easily, you'd have to tweak the belt and the eyes and so on to make a regular Zoom besides Professor Zoom. His legs go up, back, out, spin at the quadricep, bend at the knee, and have an ankle joint, although the ankle joint is, oh, there you go, was very stiff. Does a full 360 at the head. One thing I will mention, though, is on my Flash that I got way back, his ears are now falling off. I put a little dab of glue on them and now they stay, but it seems like these pieces like to fall out, as I've heard other collectors complain about that. So, watch them. Arms are on a ball joint, go out, do a full 360, spin at the bicep, bend at the elbow, single joint, and spin at the wrist. Does a very nice ab crunch, and does a full 360 at the waist. So, yeah, your standard articulation for a DC Universe Classics figure. Get his staff back in his hand. So, yeah, I've got to say, looking back, now that the DC Universe Classics line is ending, that's probably my one complaint about the line, is we got so little. I mean, we got a lot of obscure characters, but we only got one or two of the rogues. I mean, we got Captain Cold, we got a Brightest Day Captain Boomerang, but, you know, we never got Mirror Master, we never got Heat Wave, we never got Weather Wizard. You know, things I hope the All-Star line really, you know, steps up on. But we did finally get a Professor Zoom. Hopefully that means Zoom isn't too far away. They could have just released him as is, but they took the time to sculpt us the Flash Rebirth staff, which is definitely a plus in my book. So if you're a DCUC fan or just a Flash fan, I highly recommend picking this guy up. And that being said, this is JTrain997 saying I'll see you soon, YouTube.